It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Tonight we start Week 5 with a primetime matchup, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Houston Texans. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. A man who was the Georgia State High School Player of the Year in 2020. Here's Jahmyr Gibbs. Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. Take a look at the defense for these Texans. And they've shown the ability to play tough against the pass, currently ranked number 9 in the NFL.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Come on. Hey.
Up the middle they go. It's Sherman. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Third play here, this opening drive, as they're up against a 3rd and 5. They'll set up a throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to... have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Go. Ready.
They go play action here on first down. Pass caught right side by Taylor. 2 yards on the pickup there. And that'll bring up second down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
So a failure to connect on second down. That leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
70 Lions. Warriors 70.
Back to throw again. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, that's one way and a good way to get things going offensively. One play in, and they're already on the move. The defense, they're hoping that's not a sign of things to come as this game unfolds.
Here we go.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
On first down, Sherman. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
9-yard line, 2nd and 6. They'll look to throw.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on 3rd down.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I go right at them with another momentum play. I go quickly and attack them because right now they probably have their heads down a little bit since they didn't stop them on 3rd down.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Get it. 19.
Back to throw here.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Oh, they were so close. That close to their first points of the game. Just needed to hang on just a second longer. But he couldn't complete the process of the catch through the jostling from the defender.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Come on, come on. Set. Viking 18.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there.
His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Lions will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Looking to put a drive together.
South. Here we go. 18. What's that? White Tony. None.
Here's Stroud. Now he's going to step up and run. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
It is certainly becoming rarer by the year to see your franchise guy take a hit like that. The defender couldn't believe he had a shot to light him up. So when you take off and run, you have to make sure you can slide, get out of bounds, anything. Just don't leave yourself open to hits like that.
He's to the 15. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Jaden Higgins, his first touchdown on the year. And the Texans are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Extra point up and good by Dicker.
And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one. But now playing here on Thursday night, do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
They'll run on first down. It's Sherman. And he goes across midfield and down into Houston. Territory. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Let's go. Steady.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That pass caught. It's Williams. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The Lions with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. On the RPO, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. That was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play. He was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
They're going to look to throw. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And, he takes a shot at the end of that play.
That's a good bounce-back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, a perfect 4 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. Gibbs will try and pick it up. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
On first down, Sherman. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Calling a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. 2nd and 6 with the ball on the 7. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great play there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Lions have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he returns this to the 22.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going.
And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
So a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. Stroud to throw it. And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down. On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
Returnable here from the 38. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set. Ready, ready.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Sherman. And they'll have it in the red zone before it crosses over out of bounds.
60 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school that one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there.
Now 2nd and 9.
Come on.
They'll look to throw here.
Finds Gibbs on a check down.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. So the completion gets him just a yard. And 3rd and 8 now.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down.
Go. Ready.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Joshua Carty on for the field goal. A 31-yard attempt.
And his kick is right there. It's good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. He might take this all the way. He will take this all the way.
Touchdown, Texans. I know a lot of special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say, challenge him. Kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. First down Lions on a pickup of 13. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
19 Tigers.
They'll set up to throw. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Bronco 80.
Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. And well done here. That one will kick out of bounds at about the 8-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Hey, uno more. 18.
They run over center with Mitchell. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Stroud completes this out wide. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 36. A gain there of 21 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36.
18.
Quick throw by Stroud, complete out wide. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Out for tonight. 118. What's that? 19 Texas. Tonight.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the second half.
Lions 17.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Their own 23-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent is still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Come on. Ready.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Gibbs. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 15 yards for the Lions there on a first down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his legs.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
Let's go. Ready.
On play action, they'll throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick. But instead, it's 3rd down.
Now that's a dangerous throw right there. Moving off to his right, throwing it all the way back across field to his left. I know he had a lot of confidence in his arm. But sometimes the ball can just hang up there when it goes that distance. He was fortunate it was just incomplete.
Oh, and now some space to operate. 20. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15. 60 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
34 yards. First down is right.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. To the left side, he's got the tight end Taylor. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Mason Taylor, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions have retaken a 3rd quarter lead.
For the extra point.
Point after, right down the middle. And that gives them a 3-point lead.
Texans 21. Joshua Hardy to kick off.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. Some hitting going on now. This has been a tight game, and he takes a big shot there on the return.
30-yard line.
Let the journey begin.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They had gotten the lead with the opening drive touchdown in the third quarter. Now they relinquished that lead back. Could be in for an interesting second half.
It certainly appears that way, doesn't it? Almost turning into one of those pendulum games, right, where it swings back and forth, and who's going to make the play that changes that? Or maybe it puts it on one side and keeps it there.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
And Stroud now to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. He's been quiet today in the passing game, just his 2nd catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him, and what a lot of teams do, they'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their 3rd corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
Here is 3rd down and 4.
Buggy. Here we go.
On the draw, here's Mitchell. Yeah, this is only going to be a gain of 2. He needed 3. It's 4th and 1.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime means had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
And some room to work. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10.
All right. At 18. What's that?
Stroud. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. 4th quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL. Fell, and it's on EA Sports. Both teams working on short rest, but this has been one of the better Thursday night games we've seen as they come up here on 1st and 10.
Why, Tony?
Back to the ground here, Mitchell. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Here we go.
Throwing now is Stroud. They'll run the screen with Mitchell. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Well, they certainly have their share of troubles running the football in this one, but this play is almost an extension of the running game right here. They set up the screen, let him work out in space on the perimeter, and he turns it into a big pickup.
19 seconds. 18. What's that?
Now Stroud. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Texans are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on first and goal. They'll run with Mitchell, and he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
They've been in the red zone 3 times in this game and have not scored a single point. Can they break through here on second and goal? And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Texans answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Dicker. And that will make this a 4-point game.
28, Lions 24.
Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. And this ball will come out to the 35.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Now he'll look to throw here on second and 10. There's a short one. It's caught by Taylor. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. Here it's 3rd and 3. From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. 67 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I was used to joke with my teammates who carried the ball a lot. When we got in these situations and they were carrying us home, I used to tell them, boy, you guys just look like Paul Bunyan, just growing stronger, bigger, tougher. And all night long, he's carried this team.
He has indeed. Everything magnified right now. A huge 3rd down conversion. I'll tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
2nd down and 3. Looking to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 26. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
First down, Lions.
Here we go, set.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Ready.
fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
Here comes second down at 5.
Back to throw again. Looking left-sided, has got him in. That's Watkins. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. And now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
Now first and goal.
At the 5-yard line.
68.
They'll look to throw. And he's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown.
Mason Taylor.
A beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game.
And the Lions have taken a fourth quarter lead.
The extra point up and good. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages as a field goal now can only tie it. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
First and 10. And they're on 24-yard line.
They'll come up first and 10 here. Now Stroud. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
They'll come up now on second down. Stroud to throw it. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So back-to-back incompletions, now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
What a kickoff to the week this has been. Now a big play. It's 3rd down. Stroud. He'll try and do this himself. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout.
That one checks all the boxes, doesn't it? You get the first down, check. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, check.
Though, how about one last check? Keep your quarterback from getting hit. That's a big check.
Yeah, check there as well. Good call.
Here we go.
Here's Stroud.
And he's got his man on the out route. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one as a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
Tony.
Stroud looks to throw.
And he will find his man on the outside.
All 3 timeouts still at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10 now.
On the counter, Mitchell. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
I know they got a little yardage there, but I'm not sure their investment is right. They're still running the football, and I'm not sure there's enough time to continue to do that.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. To throw is Stroud. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And the Lions have just about sewn up this football game.
When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
Let's go. Ready.
He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he's going to get this down inside the 5 before he's out of bounds.
A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
Back.
First and goal.
60 Vikings. 60 Vikings.
And the Lions will take the knee here with victory in the cards.
What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for the Lions, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for Houston, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.